Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Monday, so we're here with coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. So we invite you to sit back, relax, hydrate, and join the conversation. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. Hi, how you doing this morning, Fran?
I, I am well. How's everybody? Woo, we
Yes,
got two
all is
weeks,
well.
2 weeks till 2020.
Oh my goodness, wow, wow. And I'm Carolina from California, cover ups and with the Biz Chicks. And as you heard Fran say, we only got 2 weeks. Woo! Oh my gosh, till the decade shifts. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh. And there are just some things, every decade I try to make sure that I reevaluate and make a major shift. I decide there's some things I'm going to do and some things I'm not going to do in the next decade. Can we
Right.
at least make some changes every 10 years? Okay. Based
Yeah,
on what we learned in the last 10 years.
right. And one of the things that we learned in the last 10 years is that change always happens. So,
Hmm.
and we need to get out ahead of that. And so that's where we're here today. We're going to be talking about the list without limits again, but this is the second installment of that.
Hmm.
And so we invite you to join the conversation. Come on in and sit down and let's have a chat. So, uh, and we won't be here long. Just want to give you some things. We were talking about it a little earlier today. This is the list. Did I not write that in there? I guess I didn't hit save. Oh,
Okay.
you know, it's Monday. It's a good day.
It's a
So,
great day.
uh, we're talking
Let's
about
recap.
lists. Yes, so
Recap.
let's recap. So last week we talked about writing a list that had no limits,
Hmm.
meaning writing out a vision. What do you want 2020 to look like without limits? Meaning put no limitations on there. Don't put dollar figures. Don't look at your bank account. Don't look at what's in your closet. Don't consider anything else. Just what do you want for 2020? And then write out, I said 101, or did I give everybody a shorter list? Anyway,
No, 101.
101 things. Yes, it's a lot, but it would require you to sit down and
Mm.
imagine. It could have been socks, could have been things that you wanted to give to family, could have been charities that you wanted to donate, charities you wanted to start, vacations you want to go on, weight you'd like to get rid of. Uh, it could have been a lot of different things, but the list, 101 of them.
Hmm.
So if you didn't do that, do it today. Sit down, find some time, put on some music, put on some soundscapes of ocean or something, and write your list. And imagine what do you want? 101 things. What do you want? And this is no time frame. There's no limits. There's no packaging on this one. You just writing. Okay, brings us to this week.
Hmm.
If you were with us last week and you did the list, good morning, Jill.
Kindness, Jill. How you doing?
If you did that list last week, which was 101 things, and you got it written down, this week, we're going to ask you to take 10 things off that list, or it could be something that's not on the list, but take 10 things off that list and make it your top 10 for 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, there are going to be some parameters on that list because you're going to make it more specific. So, for instance, on my list is I would like to be 150 at 24% body fat by April 2020.
Hmm.
So now there's a date assigned to it. It's just not some random, oh, I'd like to be healthy, fit, and trim. Okay, that's nice, but what does that look like? What does healthy, fit, and trim look like for you? Okay, well, I should be at this weight. I should be at this
Okay.
um,
Hmm.
body fat. This is where my number should be, whatever that looks like. You want to assign numbers to it at this point. So your top 10 for 2020 needs to be a little bit more specific than the general 101 list. Does that make
Hmm.
sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want boots, do you want blue suede boots? Do you want green boots? What kind of boots, and when do you want them by? We want to be descriptive in what we want, and then be specific with a timeline. When do you want it? I'd like to take a vacation to France. When? By what date in 2020? Do you want to finish a manuscript? By what date in
Hmm.
2020?
Hmm.
It's not random anymore. White Tesla Model S with white interior by November 30th, 2020. And then what happens is there's something, and I have to look up the name of it. I think it's a reticular activator kicks in. All of a sudden you start seeing the white Tesla with white.
Hmm.
You start noticing things because you've taken and assigned a focus to something that you desired. Now you begin to see it in other places
Mm.
because you begin to put your attention on it. Before it was just, oh, I want a new car for the year. Well,
But haven't you ever noticed when you get that new car, then suddenly it seems like everybody has that car?
yes,
But
because
but before it was only on the lot. You know what I mean?
but when you went and test drove it, or when you started being specific with a particular color and a particular model, all of a sudden now you're seeing that everywhere because your
Mm-hmm.
attention is now drawn to that. Before it was just cars. I want a new car. New
Mm-hmm.
cars were flying by everywhere, but until you decided what color, what model, and
Mm-hmm.
when, they were just cars passing you by. Oh, I need a new car. Do you really want a new car? Because if you
Mm-hmm.
really wanted a new car, what do? You start going online, you start looking, what kind of car do I want? What color do I want? What year do I want? What do I
Mm-hmm.
want? What are the features? All of that goes into your top 10 for 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
each item on your top 10 list needs to be specific, and it needs to have a date.
Mhm. Wow.
Any questions or comments? It's like, okay.
Well, you know what? When I started making my top 10 list, I guess because I was still into me, I picked the things that I thought were achievable. Because the list has no limits. So some of those things to me were pretty big. And
That
so
a question. Was that the 101 list?
that was the 101 list. Yes.
Yeah, because those are just woo. It could be big, it could be far out, and be whatever. So that's fine for that list. That
Mm-hmm.
list can be way out there. The top 10, we're bringing it in just a little bit. We are bringing it in. Just
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of like, okay. So I see here Janice has a couple of comments, and she says
Mm-hmm.
only goals don't have to only what you want for you. It's not all about you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, set goals to bless 10 people a week. So Janice, with keeping on our theme today, how
Mhm.
are you going to bless 10 people a week? Are you going to give them $10 each a week? What is the specifics of your goal to bless 10 people per week? How will you do that? To
Mhm.
walk in a cancer walk and raise money for others? Great. When? See, I'm is that in October? Is that in March? Is that in June? By when do you want to do that? Being very specific. Hey Jay, how you doing? So your goal, and I like to change the name from goal to commitment because goal is so wishy-washy. I have a goal to do da 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 da. No, make a commitment. Dr.
I do
Sanders,
too,
yeah, a
Dr.
lot of us. And the difficulty is, she says she had a difficulty, uh, the
Okay.
difficulty of thinking of 101 things. Okay, the 101 things that I talked about last week is to sit down because you now have to stretch your imagination. Part of our problem is we can't sit still long enough to daydream. We've
Mhm.
forgotten how to dream. We've forgotten how to sit back and just like, see the sky. Now, Jill can probably help us with this because sometimes we
Pardon
just
me.
need to just sit still, be quiet enough to get out of our own mind. And that's
Oh,
why we
lose
have
our mind.
Jill. Yeah, we need to lose our mind. We really do
Mhm.
need to lose our mind. It's like, just sit back. What do I want to do today? Oh, that sounds crazy. Write it down. And Janice, I know you think that's up to God, but I think I need you to write out what do you want. Talk to God and write it down. He's specific. He is very, very specific. So how are you going to bless 10 people?
Yes. Okay.
Oh no, I understand. And I would Janice, I see here that you said it wasn't your goals. I understood that. But I'm saying that whatever those goals are, they need to be very specific. And I'm changing the word from goals to commitments. I want specific commitments. What 10 things are you committed to for 2020? Because when it's a goal, it's kind of like this. I think I might do this, but I'm
Mhm.
committed to being 150 and 24% body fat. That is different than I have a goal to be 150 pounds.
Mhm.
I'm likely not going to get there because I am not committed to being 150. But if I'm
Mhm.
committed to 150, now all of a sudden my my attention and the things I do every day are going to shift so that I get to 150 because I committed to that. I made a promise to myself. Now, if you have a habit of
Uh,
lying to yourself, that's going to be a problem.
mhm.
And a lot of times, Terry, because your favorite thing is go to the front of your own line, we put everybody else in front of that line. And we know we need to work out. We know we need to take a walk. We know we need to eat right, but we keep
Yes.
putting other stuff and not keeping our promise to ourselves.
Mhm.
And so everybody else is in the front of the line and we back here dragging around overweight and everything else because we have not kept that promise to ourselves, which is I am going to walk today 3 miles. I'm going to walk 2 miles. Uh, I'm having a salad today. Even if they bring donuts in the office, I'm having a salad today. We don't keep our commitments because we keep other people's commitments.
And a lot of times we're afraid of hurting people's feelings. Um, we don't know how to say no. Um, and the next thing you know, you're totally drained. Think about it. If you're excuse me, if your ability to help others was like a refrigerator, and people kept going in and taking things out and not putting anything in, eventually that refrigerator is going to be empty. You have to make sure that you are amply supplied before you start dealing with others. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? I was
Yeah,
trying to use a simple analogy.
that's a
Uh,
simple. You can't go to the refrigerator. Have you ever gone to the store looking for something and you walk in there? It's like, hey, y'all supposed to have this particular creamer in the cabinet. Where's the creamer, people? Because it wasn't stocked.
you see, it's sort of like what do you call that thing? Oh, they usually use bank deposits. You can only give out so much of emotional deposits. At some point, somebody needs to deposit something into you. People can't keep making withdrawals.
Right, because you don't
You
the insufficient um,
done.
capital.
It's, yeah.
It's not in there. Y'all over in the negative now. Okay. And Jill says, yes, sit still anywhere, in the car, in the store, and lose your mind. For your 101 things, you must lose your mind because you'll be like, I can't think of 101. I force myself to do 101. And again, it could be stuff. I need new shoelaces.
Yeah.
I wrote it down because I needed to stretch my imagination. If it's Christmas, the kids come up with a list for Santa. I guarantee you, you ask kids to write down 101 things they want for Christmas. Da, 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 and I want this. See, we're writing with limits,
Mhm.
even though we don't think we're writing with limits.
The
Oh,
re- One of the reasons we write with limits is because we are thinking we have to write the check. When the kid writes the list, he knows or she knows they're not going to be required to pay for it.
and that's
So
what the list without limits is. Nobody
that's
asks you to pay
it,
for it.
as though you don't have to pay for it. And once you take that restriction off, I think it helps at least free up some space.
Right. Janice says you also need to write down how you're going to achieve this commitment. Yes, Janet, you are correct. How will you achieve the commitment? That's the next step. We got to get to the fact that I'm committed
Can,
to.
can we get the list?
I need to get I need to have something that I'm committed to. And you're only doing top 10 for 2020.
Yeah, but Doc Saunders and I have an issue here. We don't have our list complete, right? We don't have 101 things. Am I correct, Dr. Saunders? I could only get like past 25 or so, and so now I really need to go back and revisit this and finish the list. But I did pick 10 out of that 25.
Okay. So Dr. Sanders says, yeah, don't like to fail. And see, sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
talked to somebody about doing 101. They were like, um, Donna says her husband got her a Peloton. Okay, don't go down don't go there with the commercial. The Peloton, and I agree. Somebody give me a Peloton, I'm gonna ride. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying. So one lady that I told about writing this list because I'm trying to help people, she
Mm-hmm.
said she felt a bunch of anxiety about trying to write the list.
Yeah.
She was like, and I told her, you don't have to pay for the list.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to make it come to pass. This is an exercise just to get you, for you to lose your mind, like Jill said. We just need to
Mm-hmm.
get out of your mind. You are out of your mind. Yes, we want you to be out of your mind because it's our mind that is getting in the way. It's our
Mm-hmm.
mind that is blocking us.
Limiting us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's our mind. It's like, okay, Be the 5-year-old. Coach Karen told us that last year. Last week, Coach Karen
Mm.
said, be the 5-year-old and write out your list for Christmas. What do you want for Christmas? 101 things you want for Christmas. If I say it like that, maybe you can write it.
Mm.
You're a 5-year-old kid, write down 101 things you want for Christmas. Is that better?
It's probably easier to imagine.
Right.
Lakeisha says, "What list? Am I late?" Yes, you are, Lakeisha.
She says,
Quick
yes, Lakeisha.
review.
Okay, so the review is last week I asked everyone to write out a list of 101 things that they want without limits. Don't think about how you're going to pay for it. Don't think about anything. Just write the list 101 things you want. So I'm saying it this way 101 things you want for Christmas. You're 5 years old. Use your imagination. Ask for the moon. Just go for it. 101 things you want for Christmas, or
Mm-hmm.
over it doesn't there's no time frame on this or anything. I want a blue pony, I want a unicorn. I don't care. Write it. Want, Lakeisha, want and need. It doesn't matter because see, we're not putting limits. What do you want? What do you need? I want a brand new house. I want it to look like this. I want it to be looking over the hill and looking over the ocean. Whatever it is, there is no limit because you're not paying for it. Do you see how we have to get out of our own way? Is that lose our mind? I like that. Lose your mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Jill has a comment up here. Did you see it? Here, let me show it, and then you can.
Oh, can you increase the 101 if you are looking at educating yourself, attending workshops, paying for online course, buying a foreign language course? Yes, ma'am. There are no limits. You can do whatever you want, right? There are no limits. So if you want to use it for educating yourself, giving money to charity, whatever it is, there are no limits. Self-care. Oh, see, she's giving us some more. Self-care,
Mm-hmm.
health personal trainer, daily
Oh, these
massages.
suggestions. Oh, I like
Woo!
it.
Retreat, vitamin supplements, health consultation with blood work, all of that. You can ask for what you want. There are no limits. No
Oh,
limits, no.
I think I need to add a couple of sessions at the breathing space to my list.
See? Maybe a massage because you haven't been putting yourself at the front of the line,
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself at the front of the line, and then um, get a massage once a month. Do you realize that massages back in the day were for medicinal purposes to help you get lactate out of your muscles? And Jill can talk about this a little bit more because she does more of this. But it was the massage, the weekly massage. Okay, the millionaires and stuff that corporate executives go and get a massage every
Mm-hmm.
week for a reason. They're not just doing that just because I want to get my nails done and have a massage. The self-care goes into what you were talking about before. The refrigerator won't be empty.
Mm. So
You can
people have something
tell,
to draw on. Yeah.
right? It's like, but if you're all hunched up like this and your shoulders are all tight, I know I need a
Mm-hmm.
massage because my
Mm.
so right across here is, and I'm like, I exercise, but I need to work all of that stuff out
Mm.
because there's buildup. Dr. Sanders says my fridge is empty.
No, it is not, Doc. If it is, let us help you fill it up. You're great. Okay.
So, and she probably means about giving out to everybody
Yes,
else.
that's why I told her I'm pouring something back in, sweetie. You are fantastic. Okay.
So this whole situation, what are we going to
Hmm.
do? The list is for you to get out of your mind. The list that we're talking about today is you're going to pick top 10 things off that list, or top
Hmm.
10 things that you want to get done for 2020. You got the entire year, just 10. You know, a lot of people make this long. Okay, we just talked about 10 for 2020.
Okay. So we're going to pick 10 off the list.
Mhm. Pick your top 10, and it doesn't necessarily have to come from your list, because you might have forgot, so it's like, oh, 101 things. Oh, I want that too. It's okay to write these things.
Hmm. And we're going to assign a,
Yep.
a date.
And it
And
needs to be and a description. What are you looking to
the
do? It can't be vague. Like Janice was saying, to have a date assigned to that commitment. And I'm saying today we change the word from goal to commitment. What are you committed to for 2020?
Well, I'm just saying top 10 off the list.
Yeah,
You
that's
call it
it, but
whatever
that's
you
commit.
want. The top 10, it's the top 10.
Right. What I meant was, a
I
lot
know
of
what you're
people say,
saying,
"What's your
language.
goal for what's your
Mm,
goal?" Goal is Jello. That's what you call Jello.
nailing Jello to the wall.
It ain't sticking, because a goal in our minds is not.
Mhm.
We're not going to do it. I'm just saying. But if I
Because
have a commitment,
and I think this is the fear. I hear Doc Saunders. You see this
mhm,
insight, trying to avoid disappointment if it doesn't happen. Yeah, but if you never really write it down, you don't even know that you tried because you forget about it later. And if it's constantly in your face, it's going to bring the resources to you, and it's going to bring you information. You just find
mhm.
yourself gravitating to information that helps you either attain it, resolve it, assign it, do something with it. If
Right.
if you constantly have it at the top of your mind
And,
or
okay,
the
so
top of the
now,
day.
so once you get your top 10, there's something you need to do with that top 10. Y'all ready for a challenge? I know
Mm-hmm.
the 101, okay, last week was 101. Today's top 10. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to write your top 10 every day when you get up. Add it to your morning routine. Write it. Take a pen and paper and write it. Don't copy and paste it. Write it. My top 10 for 2020. Write it out every day, because that solidifies it in you. You see yourself, write the vision and make it plain. You're seeing yourself write it, and before you know it, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Now you're rerouting the GPS to get to your
Mm.
top 10.
I love it.
Because there was a scripture in there's a story in the Bible where Jacob put these uh,
Ringed and spotted
the
rod.
limbs. He put the limbs in front of the calves, so that when the calves saw that, they produced what they saw. If
Mm-hmm.
you are writing down your top 10 every day, you're seeing yourself write this every day, and read it out loud when you write it, by the way. Write it
Mm-hmm.
down. I will be 150 pounds with 24% body fat by April 2020. Write it down. Read it when you write it. And then the next step is we're going to go get some pictures to support that.
Okay. Well, here we go. Now let's see. Uh, Donna says last year she committed to smiling every day. That's a
And
good one.
that,
I like that.
okay, and that's attainable too, because you can track that. Did I smile today? Or were you looking like this? Hi. And you get up and you smile at someone every day. That's a
That's an
I
assignment.
will smile today.
And it's attainable and it's specific. So then Lakeisha says, this is
Non-negotiable.
non-negotiable.
That it becomes a commitment. It is non-negotiable. Lakeisha, how are you hitting your goals in your company the way you are? How are you being the top producer? Okay, Dr. Sanders, see you next time. Lakeisha, how are you doing that? How are you making that happen in your business? Because you're committed to, okay, I got to talk to a certain number of people. I got to call my clients back every day. You have made some type of commitment every day to do something in order for you to stay on top of your game. Here's the thing, if you can't see it, you're not going to do it. If you can't see, if you don't see anything, you're going to have nothing. If you can't see yourself winning in your business or in your personal life, if you can't see it, you're not going to do it.
Okay.
Many of us see ourselves just going back to the what is that we do every day? Oh, not in the front of our own line. We see ourselves picking up after kids. We see ourselves taking people to soccer. We see ourselves doing everything except for the thing that we wanted to do in life. Not to say that the other things aren't bad, but you could hire a nanny.
I was going to say, or a driver. You know, there are
Or-
actually services where stay-at-home moms and moms who are at work who need their kids picked up, they can actually, you know, contact this service and have them picked up, you know, on a regular basis. Just think if you didn't have to interrupt your day to go pick up the kids. If you, because you know you're in the zone, and that's a prime time when people are receptive to receiving phone calls. Boom. You can have that assigned to someone.
Yep. Thank you, Donna. See you next time. So that is our conversation for today. Thank you so much. And I have not heard of Zoom. She asked to have Noom. I'm going to go look that up and find out what that is. It's probably an app or something that can help us, but I'll look that up and let's bring it back. Thank you, ladies, so much, and gentlemen, for jumping in here and being a part of this conversation.
The non-negotiable goals, and now I set non-negotiable activity to hit my goals. Okay.
Nice job, Lakeisha. Thank you. I like that. Non-negotiable activity. See, that's different because the activity gets you to where you're trying to get. That's good. All right. That is our conversation for the day. Talk to somebody about this today. Talk to somebody about what your top 10 is. Share your top 10. If you want to share it over on BizChicks, you're more than welcome to do that. Here's my top 10. You don't have to be that specific in there, but say, hey, I got my top 10. How about that? Put over on the BizChicks group, I got my top 10 and I'm working on it, or I'm working on my top 10. How about you?
Yeah.
All right. Terry?
Okay, guys, I want you to remember that tomorrow is Tuesday, and Francine will be here with TJ all the way from New York City talking social media. But in the meantime, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.